Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Now we are going to present an interview session where you can find my friend Arif Mahmoud Onik, who has done his Bachelor of Science BSc in Civil Engineering from my university, same university, Asadullah University of Science and Technology, and has done his now he's pursuing his MSc from the Jahangirnagar University, and he will help me to ask some question which you have uploaded in our Google Classroom. Then please, Arif Mahmoud, you can ask the question or start the questionnaire session.
Thank you, Rahmat Akbar. Let's go to our question session. The first question is define wetlands.
Okay, wetlands are the areas where the water covers the soil or is present either or near the surface of the soil all year or for varying periods of time during the year, including during the growing season. And the wetlands may support both aquatic and terrestrial species. Then you can move to the second question.
Okay, the second question is uh, function, services, benefits of wetlands.
Okay, thank you. Then the sum of these service and functions are given below, including the protecting and improving water quality, providing fish and wildlife habitats, storing full flood waters, maintaining surface water flow during the dry periods. These valuable functions are the result of the unique natural characteristics of the wetlands. Then the functional values of wetlands are the water purification, groundwater research, shoreline stabilization, flood protection, then again the wildlife survey, flood control, pollution filter, storm filter, wind buffer, fertile farmland, recreation and tourism, carbon sink, and etc. etc. Then that's the, I think you can find the answer of this question from this speech. Then do you have any question? If you have any question, then please ask.
Okay, let's go to the third question. The third question is the description of wetlands in Bangladesh.
From an agriculture point of view, the soil scientists in Bangladesh adopt a different approach to the defined wetlands. And on the basis of the depth and duration, inundation, and the flooding, the country has been divided into 6 broad areas: the highland, medium lowland, lowland, and very lowland, and the bottomland. Among these land classes, medium lowland, which remains the flooded up to the depth of the 180 centimeter during the monsoon, through the bottomland, which remains wet throughout the year, are considered as the years of wetlands. Let's have a look in the table for which I have made. The saltwater wetlands, marine, permanent shallow waters at the low tide, uh, example bay, coral reefs, St. Martin reefs, etc. The freshwater wetlands are the riverine wetlands, lacustrine wetlands, and the palustrine wetlands. Now, if I tell the riverine wetlands, then the permanent rivers and streams, including some charland and temporary seasonal rivers and the streams. Then the lacustrine wetlands, there are thousands of the lakes varying sizes in Bangladesh, and greatest concentration being in the main delta region, covering the district of the Rajshahi, Pabna, Jeshore, Faridpur, Kumilla, and the Noakhali. Then comes to the Palestine wetland, the permanent freshwater marshes, and the swamps with the emergent vegetation, permanent performing freshwater swamps, swamp forest, such as the hazel forest of the lowland, and the man-made wetlands, the aquaculture ponds, irrigated land, and the irrigation channels, salt pans, hydrodam. For example, you can say the Kaptai Lake.
Okay.
Uh,
Are you finished?
I have some points also. If the then comes to the characteristics, the being located of the lower edge of the topography, wetlands are subjected to the periodic inundation and the flooding, shallow deep during the monsoon. The wetland soils in Bangladesh may be grouped into the 2 broad classes, organic and the mineral. The organic soils can over up to 74,000 hectare in the distributed in the low-lying basins all over the Bangladesh, of which the Gopalganj, Khulna Bill areas top in the areal extents. Then comes to the geographical distribution. The total area under the wetlands in Bangladesh has been variously estimated at the 8 million hectares, which are about to 50% of the total of the land surface. Then if I see in the table, the open waters river, and then closed water, open water, then comes to the importance part. Importance, wetlands have a wide range of the ecological and socio cultural, economic, and commercial importance and values in the Bangladesh. Mm, Then comes to the development activities over the last 3 decades. Massive physical infrastructure in form of the rural road and the flood embankment have been developed in the wetlands, including the floodplains, Haur areas. In the Haur areas, the large-scale settlement was initiated in the mid-20th century from the surrounding densely populated regions, since the resources of the Haur basins are being exploited at an increasing rate, causing adverse effect. I think that's enough for this question. If you have any question, please ask.
Okay, the fourth question is the topic of the fourth question is resources management and conservation in Bangladesh.
Okay, fine. In accordance, resource management and the conversation and the restoration of in context of Bangladesh, right? Okay, to address this adverse trend, the wetland habitat has been restored by the re-excavating canals to improve the flows, and the re-excavating builds mostly within areas declared by the RMOs as the sanctuaries to hold water here. Around the improved habitat provides better shelter for fish and the facilities breeding and the regeneration of the aquatic plant and animals. Though the total area of the 13.9 hectare of bills and 11 kilometers of the canal excavated, the more is compared with the total dry season water area. These deeper fish refuges and the canal connection directly serve a link with the majority of the dry season. Excavation of the wetlands address the outcome of the siltation, but not root causes. Land use mapping to Kora catchment flowing into the Hillhour revealed that 46% is under the tea estates, 28% is the forest, and under responsibility of the forest department of lemon gardens. The pineapple disproportionately contributed to the siltation because the growers habitually grew pineapple in the rows running up down the slope, accelerating soil erosion. Then comes to the next point. By the end of 2005, the 32 farmers had adopted the control planting on 72 plots covering 37 hectares, and the development of the agricultural extension agreed to promote this method more widely. Then comes to the main activities of the RMOs have been to protect the sustainably managed fish resource in Hill. However, the RMOs established 11 wetland sanctuaries covering an area of the 109 hectares within the water bodies. The manage to conserve the fish, especially in the dry season, so that they can survive to breed and repopulate the floodplains in the next monsoon. The RMOs have been released the Hill Hour with the project support to about 0.77 million native fishes of the 7 species and the reintroduction initiative. Okay.
Okay, please provide a concluding remarks.
Yes, Bangladesh is traversed by numerous rivers and the creeks that comprises most of the delta of the two great rivers, Ganga and the Brahmaputra. And about the 2/3 of the Bangladesh may be classified as the wetlands according to the Ramsar conversation and definition. About 6 to 7% of the Bangladesh is all underwater. In the monsoon, and 1% is deeply flooded. Around the 35% experience shallow inundation. From point of view, we are the government also should take some positive steps to restore this subject, and also that these food plants provide a critical source of income and nutrition for the millions rurals of the Bangladesh. People intensive use of agriculture, fishing, collection of the other aquatic resource helps to support a population over the 800 people per kilometer square. In fact, Bengali way of life is depend the use of the modified wetlands in the traditional saying, bhate mache Bengali, rice and the fish make a Bengali, and 60% of the animal protein consumption comes from fish. which is the BBS record of the 1999. The poor catch many small fish that are include that are not included the official statistics or policies. So unfortunately, the wetland resource of Bangladesh is in decline. Wetlands are were thought to be the wasteland in Bangladesh, and the government goals to the drain out the recover. Then for agriculture production, even in areas that have not been converted to the agriculture, wetland ecosystem have been threatened by other pressures. So that's all from my side. Thank you, Arif Mahmoud, Onik.
Thank you very much. I am very happy to provide in this session.